when I hit the pavement. On the edge and I'm just stuck debating. Wanna go home. Rainy days seem like an occupation. Rainy days seem like the everyday shit. So I ask myself, am I for sure? Am I enough? 'Cause I might just go when times get tough, but I can't let go. When I'm healing, when I'm healing, when I'm healing.
I didn't wanna be here anyway. It's kinda late for me to switch the play. I packed my bags and then I hit the pavement. This depression's just an occupation. I wanna go home, wanna go home. Up and down, I'm always switching places. My reflection always loves to hate me. It's when I ask myself,
Am I for sure? Am I enough? 'Cause I might just go when times get tough, but I can't let go. When I'm healing, when I'm healing, when I'm healing, I can't let go when my faith get too low, so I'm dealing. I might just try and get back up one time, 'cause I'm healing.
So some nights in my head I say,
But I can't let go. When I'm healing, when I'm healing, when I'm healing, but I can't let go. Ooh, when I'm healing, when I'm healing, when I'm healing.
Hello, check, check. Should be coming through fine and clear. There's no excuses. It is what it is. Gonna move past it. No sorries. No, I'll be here tomorrow. Just making it through life. That's at this point. I have been sick, and still am. So I'm probably gonna be coughing all throughout the live stream. For like 5 days now. I think I'm starting to get over it. But yeah, it's still there. So, but you know, I just kind of felt like streaming today. Just wanted to stop by and say hello. There's a couple things to note that are on the board. You know, we've definitely shifted our play style to a more macro setting. So hence why I'm just not here sometimes. I just don't feel the need. Um, I don't know, you know, life's been all over the place lately, but I'm here now and I want to say hello, talk about what needs to be talked about. I have not changed my charts at all from the last live stream. They are the same exact drawings, and it's pretty cool to see. So let's go ahead and switch over here. But let me say hi to everybody. Moosey said good morning. Good morning to you too, man. How you doing? Crypto Andrew, he said, wow, it's good to see you, man. How you doing? O10, wake up, we're going to the moon. Maybe. Cali Trader said, bro, do you teach people how to trade using your strategies? I do. So in the Patreon, there is the option for a one-on-one session where I'll sit down with you and I'll help explain things, and we'll talk for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I don't really time them. It's not like a therapy session. Like, I don't have a timer on my phone, and as soon as your hour is up, I'm gone. I try to make sure that we go as thorough as we possibly can, and then that way, you know, I try to make sure that you have everything you need from the first session. But then if you need another one, that's always up to you. I do have the Discord group as well. I haven't really been active in it because there hasn't been really much to say. I mean, and you know, I'm at a point now where most people in the group are calling out what I would call out, so it just kind of does the job for me. You know, unless people specifically at me, I'm pretty much AFK. But that is there. I think it's like $12 a month or something. Wasan, what's going on, man? He said, missed you, brother. Missed you too, man. Thank you, Coco. I appreciate it. I've been taking Dayquil, been taking NyQuil, been getting a lot of sleep. Stupid amount of sleep. But yeah, so I mean, this is the chart. This is not changed since last time I've seen you guys. The last time we were talking, we were down here, and this was the play. We were long off of this ABC long position, and anybody that jumped in that trade has prospered, and hopefully you guys are either continuing to hedge it, or maybe you guys have taken profit based off of the new gigantic oppositional ABC. So now that we've seen what was, and you can see how I drew out this line of resistance here based off of this local high. Maybe I should zoom in a little bit more. I don't know if that's going to help or not. But this local high here, you can see we kind of held resistance for a couple days, but we did eventually push past it quite generously, and there was no real resistance until, you know, up in this region. You can see we played around in that region a little bit, had another jump up, and we've tested the all-time high. Now, that has created a larger macro ABC short position, and that is now our largest trade on the board. So at the current moment, if you're playing things based off of how I would play them, you have a long position from here, and then you are now in a short position from here. So what you would be doing is you'd be looking on the 4-hour chart for a way to get out of your long position, because this is obviously the larger force in play. So at the current moment, I do think we're going to still come down here a little bit, and obviously it could definitely play out a lot further, but obviously trying to get your long position out at what would be considered the top would be optimal. So at the moment, the only thing I can really see would be A to B to C on a smaller time frame. It's definitely not equal to or larger than the previous position, but that is something that you can do. Now, do I think that this is going to be a one and done? It definitely could be, just considering the fact that a lot of these regions where we've held resistance, we've jumped up pretty much soon after. So if we do end up putting the ABC position there, it's really up to you whether or not you want to go with the first one or the possible second, because these things do like to go into an ABCA, B, and then a larger C if we are going to have any sort of real continuation past the all-time high. So if we saw something like that, that's definitely a position to go ahead and move your already existing long, take profit, compound the account, open up the new one on the new trade going into the future. So now you have the macro hedge short, and then you obviously have taken profit on all of this here, 38.64%. Now, looking at the rest of the board, it definitely looks like, if BTC comes back down, Ethereum could definitely get a ABC long position here off of this level. Did we put in a higher high off of? We did not. So obviously if we did happen to do this as well, that would also be another opportunity for a long position on Ethereum with the following. Let me clear up the chart here. With the following short position being here, if that was to happen. So obviously if we just jump up here, this would now create a short position on Ethereum off of the same level that I have marked, which I can go ahead and throw on a price bar for that. So about 2,752. So that's the short level. Obviously if we come down to 2466 or 2322 and we put in a lower low, those would be long levels. LTC is in a really good position for a long. One of the main things that I talked about before I jumped off last time was Litecoin had a tremendous ABC position, but we were really too far away on the A to C for me to have any sort of confidence entering on that level. Obviously, we want to use smaller stop losses so that we can amplify our leverage and make the most out of the trade. And when you're dealing with really, really large structures, there's a lot of variance in that level. So you can get knocked out of it a bunch of times. Now, it looks like it did pretty well, but from my past experience, it wasn't something that I was looking to get into. So what I was looking to get into is, after we completed the ABC, could I find another long position to get myself into once we are above that level? Now, obviously, the closer we are to that level, the better, but that's not really what we got. Now, if you look at what's developing here, you can see a very clear and distinct separation of trend on the downside here. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. It's been a while since I got a super chat. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. So with LTC, with Bitcoin looking like it wants to come down a little bit more to form its ABC position, I have no doubt that we'll see this come to fruition on LTC as well. So that long position would be at about 91.94. Go ahead and throw on a price level for this. And then obviously coming off of that, the hedge position would be at this high here at 107.09. And then that full formation would look like this, A to B to C. So once again, we've been over this 1,000 times. My job here is not to predict whether or not we're going to continue to exceed past all-time highs and continue in an upwards trend. That's not what I'm doing. It's looking at the opportunities that are presented and then holding on to them when they're good. It's the same thing how we really, did very well with the Bitcoin trade. We entered at what would be pretty much the lowest possible entry. We entered all the way down here at 76,000. And I am still holding on to that trade. Like I said, I'm still kind of debating whether or not I want to get out on the initial smaller ABC or wait for something a little bit larger. I am leaning towards the smaller. But yeah, it's still up for debate in my head. Yeah, I mean, the market's in a really good place from like a trader's perspective. I really don't care if we go any higher. Obviously, a trader's paradise is a fat range. So if we can go ahead and cut this long and then have a very nice short position with a lot of momentum to carry us all the way back down to the bottom of the range and then redo it over again, that's obviously the best case scenario. So we kind of just work with what we're given. This trade here, I believe I'm using a 2% stop loss. I have to go check after the stream. But on a 2% stop loss, we're looking at about an 18.74 restored ratio trade. I believe I'm using 3% risk for your 5%. Because I'm usually, I usually scale it. So if I'm using a smaller stop loss, like a 1%, I only use 1 to 2% risk. But if I'm using a 2-3%, I'll usually up the risk. Just because there's less likelihood to get stopped out, but also you're losing R&R, so you have to make up for it with risk. If you actually want to make any sort of decent money. Cali Trader, you said, yo Kite, can I just DM you to figure out one-on-one? Also, you take USDT. Yeah, I mean, we can work something out. Like I said, I'm a bit sick at the moment, so I mean, if you give it a couple days, but I think my description has. Let me make sure this is the correct one here. Might have to update this because they changed things. Yeah. Okay. So if you add me on Discord, I'm gonna update the description here. It's Kite 6454. There is no like hashtag anymore. It's just the name itself. Hopefully the music's not too loud here and overpowering my voice. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good trade opportunities with Litecoin and Ethereum and Bitcoin at the moment. Obviously, Bitcoin is a little bit further away from its short entry. I am sorry about that for anybody that kind of relies on me to when to tell you to get into things. I'm not your financial advisor. All right. But I understand what people want, some sort of reassurance that they're doing okay in what they're doing. Cardano. I wouldn't necessarily, like, this looks weird to me. I don't necessarily think I would be partaking in this trade, especially it hasn't been really respecting that. But it does look like most of the market wants to make one more leg up after this retest to the downside. So, I mean, you can see on Cardano here, you can definitely see it's trying to reach for this. So if you're trying to play Cardano, this would be your entry point for a long. And then that one, you know, this definitely looks a little more appetizing for a short position if we ever do retest that high. But yeah, like the market just looks very good. Like the last couple of major macro setups have been fantastic. I really hope that, you know, it's happened to me in the past where, you know, I don't hold on to a trade for as long as I should. I've been getting better and better and better at it. And hopefully, a lot of you guys held on to that long trade because it was monumental. But if you were one of the unfortunate people, which I've been in the past, that opened that trade, saw it go up a decent amount, but every time it hitched for a little bit, whether it be here or here or here, maybe you got a little sick in your stomach and you just couldn't bear the thought of it just going view or view or view, and then you losing out on all that money. It's okay. We all make mistakes. But whether it's this trade or the next, when you take these large macro trades, you have to be willing to sit there on your thumbs and let it do what it needs to do. I know a lot of you guys need to hear that. So whether it's this short trade, whether you hopped in this one, or maybe we get a little bit of a retest here and you have an opportunity to go ahead and jump into it, or whether it's the long trade here, maybe you already took profit on this one and you want something to get back into. Let these things work themselves out, and the market will give you an opportunity to get out and then continue to ride the wave. You have to trust. It might not always be where you want it, but the market tells you these things. I've been doing this like 7 or 8 years now, and it still boggles my mind how it's almost like it's intelligent. It's actually very beautiful how the market works. And once you kind of get an inkling of what you're looking at, oh, dude, it's an unexplainable feeling. And sometimes it's lost on me too. It's almost like it's lost its magic. But then when I take a second and, you know, on stream, I'm looking at this stuff and looking at how things worked out. Because to me, it's like secondhand now. It's like breathing. But when you really like break it down, it's almost magical. But I mean, that's enough self-loathing or whatever it might be called. I still listen to Meta Free Verse from the playlist you shared last year. Meta Free Verse, was that my Spotify playlist? Free Verse. Oh yeah, that's Chris Webby. I didn't recognize the name of the song. If you would have said Chris Webby, I would have known exactly. Oh, this is a good one, yeah.
I'll smack you right up out the metaverse. So hit the dirt when I get to work. Try to wrap your mind around it and your head'll burst. Got them cell block bars, we in Leavenworth. Come in and
Sorry I jump on here and I'm just very sick. It's probably hard to listen to. But like I said, I just wanted to hop on for a little bit. Just say hi. You know, share what I'm up to, what my thoughts are. Because they are definitely more macro nowadays. And there's little tiny trades on the board that can be taken very soon. But for the most part, I do think we're either lining up for a burst. You know, maybe this is the second leg of the bull market and things are about to get exciting. You know, my magical number was 176,000, and we're far shot from that. You know, and I didn't even think that was outlandish. So kind of surprising that we're still here. But you know, there's people calling for 400, 500, 600,000, which someday. But it's I'm definitely in more of like an old man mood. Like as the portfolio grows, and you know, I'm not like exorbitant by any means, but I definitely look at things from more of like I want ranging more than I want explosive growth. Because obviously to me, like, I'm young, so I don't think of it in terms of like, you know, I'm gonna die someday. I think I have infinite time. But you know, the more I can build up before we see these crazy explosions, the better it is. So you know, if we skip a whole market cycle and we just range back and forth 40-50% over and over again, oh, we're gonna clean up shop. By the end of that cycle, oh my goodness. Well, let me know how you guys have been doing. Did you guys take the long trade when we took it? 'Cause, I mean, that was live on stream. I think we had a couple re-entries on stream. Did I post that? We posted the LTC, large ABC. No, we did everything on stream. I didn't post that in the Discord. I've made a part of my generational wealth with your teachings, Kite. That's amazing to think about. I'm really happy for you, man. It's been a very long time of me doing this, and I have seen some people's portfolios that blow my mind, and they go like, you know, I couldn't have done this without ABCs and what you talk about. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even doing those kind of numbers. What the shit, man? It put me to shame. I'm too set in stone, you know. But you know, I just don't have the childlike wonder anymore to like try to grow a multi-million-dollar portfolio in a couple months. For me, like, it's all about consistency. I'm trying to work on that in my life. It's always been a struggle. I'd rather do things slow, methodically, and compound. One day, when, you know, my goal is to be able to use like 0.2% risk and still make enough from each trade that, you know, I can do some great things with. I have posted my trade screenshots on your Discord under ABC setups only. Is your Discord name the same? Sorry if I don't recognize the transfer. I don't know if you're using the same username here. Is you? That's a monster soul trade. That's sick. Is this you? It just says S. I'm assuming. Is this you? If this is you, do I have permission to even show this? I don't want to get you in trouble with the tax man. Because I've seen this one. This one is stupid. Oh my goodness. I have permission? Oh my goodness. Fucking a P&L of 612,000 euros. Net profit 246. That's ridiculous. And that was from if I correct me if I'm wrong. That was your long position from down here, correct? From this this ABC here at 17.6. Where is the entry price? 25,321. 25,321. There's no shot you opened it off of this tiny ABC here. There's no shot, right? Please. That is ballsy if that 25,000. I mean, it kind of lines up there.
Maybe I'm that close, maybe I'm just stuck. Started blowing lines thinking maybe I just suck. Maybe it's hard.
Yeah, dude, you're killing it, man. What a absolute monster trade. I remember looking at that when you first posted it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, dude. He sold it out at 90,000. What a disgusting position. Oh man. Dude, that makes me so proud. Oh my goodness. If you don't mind me asking, what'd you start with? Like, what did you compound from?
Very real, very, very real. It's a true story, no, this ain't no fairy tale. I remember very well, very, very well. And that's real, very real, very, very real.
Yeah, I'm at a point right now where my trading is more used as like my retirement fund. Of course, like if it gets to like an absorbent amount, I'll extend it out to different stuff, but I figured I'm young, so I don't want to spend a lot of it. Bought ETH at $9. Oh God, you make me sick. And I'm already sick. I mean, that's better than what I did. I mean, I bought Bitcoin at like $500, $1,000. But buying ETH at $9 is something else, man.
The habit get expensive, and if you ask about it, I'ma laugh and get defensive and get an attitude and then get sad and apprehensive. And I ain't even mad at you, I'm mad at my reflection. That's real, very, very, very real. It's a true story, no, this ain't no fairy tale. I remember very well, very, very well. And that's real, very real, very, very real. It's a true story.
Your starting capital to trade was 75K. That's a good chunk of change to work with, but it's dwarfed in comparison to what you've traded it into. And that is no small achievement. So I'm really happy to have you as a success story. I'm not taking the credit because You know, it doesn't matter how much, you know, I talk and kind of give you a layout for what to do. You still have to do it. You have to hold the trades, figure out where to take profit, what setups speak to you, you know, stuff like that. But I'm glad I could be there for it. So. Nope, this one is copyrighted. Let's get this out of here. I don't want to get the stream blocked. Man, you're telling me, you know, I was wrapping my head around Elliott waves and it just clicked. It didn't have to be so hard. And you know, it's one of those things where like I look at it from a bird's eye view. And the more I think about it, you know, it's almost like a lot of these methods of trading are convoluted so that it has to be taught, you know, that people can charge people for books and you know, courses and stuff like that to learn how to do something. Of course, like I offer the one-on-one session, but it's like $50, and like usually by one session, you know what I'm talking about and how to do it and, you know, all that jazz. But like Elliott wave, you could be sitting there for months, you know, so boggles my mind. Now the one thing I'm jealous of is I wish you were trading on the Bybit or the L Bank or the Fimex affiliate code. That would be a lot of change in my pocket. More power to you, man. Do what you gotta do. I don't make a whole lot from the affiliate accounts. Maybe make like 100, 200 a month, but definitely helps with bills and stuff. You know, extra expenses. Like I said, the less I have to pull out of crypto, the more secure I feel about my future. Just letting it build up. And it's become a lot more relaxing. Not having to worry about constantly exchanging for dollars, doing taxes. You know, I'll have enough money by the end of all this that I can pay someone to sort through all the bullshit and do it all in one good sweep. Check the monthly ABC. There's a secret. On Bitcoin? There's something you're seeing I'm not? Let's see here. Monthly ABC. Oh, you're talking about the big boy. Are you really thinking? I mean, I applaud like any outside of the box thought, as long as it's like hypothetical until it's not. Like, you know, this is a stretch, but if you're saying what I think you're saying, you know, you're looking at this as a possible gigantic range here, which if we break back below, 69, and the steps are in place. We can start talking about it. But I just think due to the way BTC works, that it's really not in the cards. But we'll see. We'll see. We are definitely starting to flatten the curve here. So it definitely could be likely. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see, because I mean, we drew it out over here. I can definitely see us coming back down to, 73, 74 quite easily, especially if this top ends up holding. Then yeah, the market, especially with the way that we shot up here, there's really no support levels. Obviously, there's here, but if we got up here this easy, then we can come back down that easy. For sure. Check out the XY here. The XY has a gigantic short ABC. Just when Bitcoin is trying to break out here, but we also have oppositional trade, which could be standing in our way. Check out the SPY. SPY has another opportunity to tap out here if we put in the higher high. How are we looking on the smaller time frames? There's really nothing going on here in terms of structure. Just looks like an aggressive retest here. Really bounced back off those tariffs, didn't we? I'll short BTC from 120 to 125K. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I gotta see the ABC form up there, but that seems like a good target for a possible short position. Like I said, got to see the structure, but that would be a monster short. A lot of funding, good funding trade, especially if it lasts. But all right, guys, I'm sick as a dog. I think it's time for me to tap out here. We've been on here for 45 minutes. There's no promises on when I'll show back up, but just want to let you guys know I'm still here. I still think about you. Want to keep you in the loop, and I definitely appreciate everybody. People that will watch this after, that missed the live stream. I appreciate you guys too. And yeah, some big trades coming up here. Like I said, if you didn't hold on to the long position, you have another opportunity here. Things might turn back around. Might have another range trade to take part in. So stay on top of your stuff, and you'll do well. Please take care. Let's be in touch. I'll invite you to India soon. I got a lot of stuff in my regular life I got to figure out, man. But I appreciate it. You know, maybe one day. Like I said, man, if you hook up your accounts to to some of the affiliate codes, you know, I can fly myself out there with how much you're pulling in. But I mean, with that being said, you know, technically I am sponsored by Femex. I really haven't done a good job for him because I haven't streamed in a month. But I do like their website. It's quite easy. And if you sign up with my affiliate link, you'll be whitelisted for KYC. I think you have to use a VPN the first time to sign up. But then if you sign up underneath my affiliate link, past that point, you won't have to worry about it. Steven, miss you too, man. I'll try to be around more often, but just no promises. Life's crazy right now. You know, still trying to figure out where to go from here. But, you want to try shrooms? Listen, man, I've probably done more psychedelics than some hippies claim to have done. You know, hypothetically, you know, just in case the feds are watching. But I've probably done acid a couple 100 times. Shrooms, I would say, not nearly as many. But it's just like, it's nothing against it. I do like it. But the way I would describe it is like, on LSD, it's like, you know, you're given a sandbox. Your mind is the sandbox, and you can rake through the sand, and you can find the gravel, and you can really figure out some stuff. Shrooms, it's, you are not the one with the rake. You know? It's like there's something else there that is going to show you whatever it wants to show you, and you're just there for the ride. Said, I feel you, man. I'm homeless with a kid on the way. Life be crazy. Yeah. I mean, shit just takes a turn so fast. You know? You know, not to make it sound light, but, you know, the anniversary of losing my mom is coming up here in, you know, like 12 or 14 days. So, if someone would have told me a year ago that, you know, I'd have to be a man done 300 DMT trips. That's nuts. I've done maybe 5. You know, acid's a breeze. Acid and mushrooms, you know. I don't like to do it in public, but DMT, my hands shake when that stuff enters the room. So, I mean, you got some nuts on you, man. For sure. All right, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by and talking with me. Got good trades coming up, and I'll try to be around as they're happening. Hopefully to, you know, coach some people through it, because the mind games are rough. All right, guys. I appreciate you very much. And I'll see you when I see you. Player, he said, very difficult day to trade. Not at all, man. You must be playing those hyper scalp time frames. You know, from a bird's eye view, it's very relaxing up here. Ain't nothing to do but wait. You know, you have your head short position here. You're waiting on a possible long position here. Ain't nothing to do but wait, man. That's the glory of it. You don't make a whole lot of money being a hyper scalper. I can tell you that from experience. All right, guys. I appreciate you very much. I've said it like 6 times already, but I'm actually heading out now. I want to go rest up. But all right, guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.